afterwards, talking, hey, and welcome to the MBC Spartan Sports Complex for today's Upper Midwest Athletic Conference softball game featuring University of Minnesota Orange Cougars and your University of Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets. The starting lineup for today's game. Starting lineup is sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. First for the visitors from Minnesota Morris, leading off in playing center field, number 31, Sierra Stevens. Back to second in catching, number 00, Anna Happy. Batting third in pitching, number 19, Alyssa Thornton. Batting fourth, the designated player, number 5, Jill Anderson. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 13, Kendra Smith. Batting sixth and playing in right field, number 4, Elena Mahona. Batting seventh and playing in left field, number 2, Olivia Rossi. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 7, Audrey Juan Wagner. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 1, Taylor Johnson. In the flex position and playing second base, number 25, Ashley Elder. Head coach of the Cougars is Heather Penny Roy. She's assisted by Sean Grimm and Gordon McIntosh. And now, starting lineup for your Yellow Jackets. Leading off and playing in left field, a freshman from Harrisburg, South Dakota, number 6, Peyton Bennett. Batting second and playing second base, a senior from Estill, Minnesota, number 9, Lily Hansen. Batting third, the designated player, a senior from Lesueur, Minnesota, number 7, Joey Johnson. Batting fourth and catching, a senior from Winona, Minnesota, number 21, Ellie Moxel. Batting fifth and playing first base, a senior from Mendota Heights, Minnesota, number 32, Bailey O'Donnell. Batting sixth and playing in center field, a junior from Somerset, Wisconsin, number 23, Mackenzie Leska. Batting seventh and playing third base, a sophomore from Delano, Minnesota, number 22, Carly Stuckmeyer. Batting eighth and playing in right field, a sophomore from Elk River, Minnesota, number 3, Karen Balabar. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, a junior from Blaine, Minnesota, number 10, Larissa Schneider. For the Yellow Jackets today, a sophomore from Spokane, Minnesota, number 12, Abby Mitchell. And for the Yellow Jackets, the fifth season is Melissa Fracker. She is assisted by Stu Goldberg, Tim Bott, Sean Hunter, and Joe Staria. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you if you please rise if you were able, and gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the flag of our national anthem.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Yellow Jacket Softball here on Yellow Jacket TV. This morning, pour a bowl of cornflakes and join us for this third game of this weekend series between the Yellow Jackets and the University of Minnesota Morris Cougars. Good morning, everybody. I am John Garver. Happy to have you along here on this Saturday morning. A little bit of a crisp morning here in Superior. The wind blowing out slightly from over into right field, so coming across from the left side. So it's going to be potentially for the ball flying out a little bit today, just like it was yesterday. And the Yellow Jackets hoping it's more of those for them as they look to sweep this series. Abby Mitchell in the circle here for the Yellow Jackets. Got the win in Game 1 yesterday, so her record moving to 4-1 on the season with a tidy little 1.88 earned run average. And she will face Sierra Stevens, the leadoff hitter here for Morris. First offering from Mitchell is fouled back to the screen, 0-1. First pitch today sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, Northern Wisconsin's Island Getaway. Mitchell missed a chunk of the season with an injury early and has been able to pick up a few more innings here in the circle as of late. The delivery will miss outside, 1-1. Set the Yellow Jacket defense for you here in the outfield. Peyton Bennett in left, Mackenzie Lesha in center. Karen Balaban, is in right field. Carly Stuckmeyer at third, Larissa Snyder at short, Lily Hansen at second, Bailey O'Donnell at first base, Ellie Motzel behind the plate once again. Pitch fouled back, 1-2 the count now. Motzel had herself a day yesterday, going 6 for 6. Hit a couple of home runs. She now leads the Yellow Jackets with a .532 batting average so far on the season. Having appeared in all 29 contests, 5 home runs, 34 RBIs, leads the Yellow Jackets in all categories. The offering from Mitchell will miss high, count now 2-2. Jackets took the opening game of the series yesterday, 8-4, a complete game victory for Mitchell. Threw 140 pitches in the game. And then had a little easier time in the second game. They defeated the Cougars 12-0, and there's a swung on and miss strikeout there on Stevens, so she will open the game. Mitchell will with a strikeout, and that'll bring up the catcher, Anna Athey. Athey comes into the game hitting .260 for the Cougars. Mitchell rocks and fires. First pitch misses high for a ball, 1-0. Athey got both games yesterday. Behind the plate here once again. Mitchell taking the sign and delivers. Pitch will miss outside, 2-0. Her counterpart, Alyssa Thornton, waiting on deck for Morris. Just getting started here at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex on this Saturday morning. Mitchell's pitch. That one comes right down Broadway. Strike one called, 2-1. You can hear the crowd might picking up some of the wind here, so definitely a little bit of a breeze outside. A lot of hoods and winter hats still, even though it is late April. Mitchell's delivery swung on and fouled back. Evens the count at 2-2. Yellow Jackets coming into the game 24-5 overall, 11-0 in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. Mitchell's pitch misses the outside corner, and that'll run the count full. 3-2. Mitchell had a number of 3-ball counts yesterday in that start. At this point, just kind of trying to build up the arm, build up the innings. She winds and fires. That'll miss outside for a ball, so Athey is on with a walk. And that'll bring the pitcher, Alyssa Thornton, to the plate. Thornton, the top hitter for Minnesota Morris coming into the day, batting .381. 32 hits in 84 times at bat. Mitchell's pitch misses inside for a ball. 1-0. Athy on first, not necessarily a threat to steal. 1 stolen base in 2 attempts. The windup and the pitch from Mitchell swung on and goes off the runner, so she's going to be retired. It'll be a fielder's choice. Should I take that back? That's it. That ends up being a single. And then Athy retired. 3 unassisted. That brings Jill Anderson, the designated player, to the plate. 2 outs here, top of the first inning, no score. And Anderson drives that one to right field. Balaban will range to her right, and she'll bring that one in. So the ball struck well, but Balaban able to close the gap and make the play. And the Cougars down here in the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Yellow Jackets coming to bat for the first time. Peyton Bennett is the leadoff hitter playing in left field. Lily Hansen batting second, playing second base. Zoe Thompson, the designated player, will bat third. Ellie Motzel, the catcher, bats fourth. First base, Bailey O'Donnell will bat fifth. Center fielder Mackenzie Lesha will bat sixth. Carly Stuckmeyer playing third base, bats seventh. Karen Balaban in right field batting eighth, and Larissa Snyder, the shortstop, will bat ninth. They will face Thornton, making her 20th appearance on the season, an 8-7 record, a 3.41 earned run average. His Jackets saw her yesterday in the opening game. She was able to keep Peyton Bennett off the base paths. A rarity for Bennett yesterday was she, in the first game, was hitless, and that hasn't happened for her too often. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the season in 29 games. So she leads off today, batting at .465 on the season. She'll take that first pitch over for a strike, 0-1. Bennett definitely a threat to steal if she gets on base. Next offering coming in high, evening the count at 1-1. 46 hits and 99 at-bats for Peyton Bennett. 10 doubles and 6 triples. She's also driven in 27. Bennett swings and pops that one up. Drifts into foul territory, and then that one will drop. Bobby Juan Wagner, the third base, lost sight of that one, and it dropped just inside the line. So a towering strike. Brings the count to Bennett to 1-2. So new life there. Thornton winds and lets it come in. Check swing fouled back. Count remaining at 1-2. Yellow Jackets is a team batting .421 coming into the game today, ranking them among one of the top offensive teams in NCAA Division III. Bennett swings and lifts a lazy fly ball in the air to right. Mahoney for Morris tracks back, and she'll make the catch. And the Yellow Jacket leadoff hitter is retired. Lily Hansen steps in. Batting .451 coming into the game today. So take that first pitch high for a ball. Hansen 2 home runs, 26 RBI. Got the scoring started for the Yellow Jackets yesterday with a solo home run in the third inning. She puts the bat on this one and pops it up in the air to center field. That one will be squeezed there by Stevens, out number 2. And that'll bring Zoe Thompson to the plate. Thompson batting .430 on the campaign. Swings and drives the first pitch to right. It's going to go over the head of Mahoney, and that'll go all the way to the fence. Thompson around first, comes into second. It's a stand-up double. And the Yellow Jackets with a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Sixth double of the season for Zoe Thompson, who stands on second with 2 outs, and Ellie Motzel, the catcher, steps in. We mentioned already, .532 the batting average on the season, including a perfect 6 for 6 yesterday. Leads the Yellow Jackets in home runs with 5, RBI with 34. Up in the count here, 1-0. Next offering comes in low. 2-0 the count now on Ellie Motzel. Bailey O'Donnell on deck. Jackets seeing if they can get a little rally going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Motzel swings and drives that one down the third baseline, but foul. Even her foul balls that she's hitting, she's making really good contact. Seeing the ball very well. 2-1 the count on Motzel, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, no score here from the NBC Spartan Sports Complex in Superior. That one comes in low. It's going to skip away from the catcher, Athey. And the wild pitch will allow Zoe Thompson to advance to third. So 3-1 count here on Motzel. Thompson standing on third. Called strike, and that'll run the count full here at 3-2. Thornton checks the sign and delivers. Motzel swings and pushes that one down the line. They're going to call it a fair ball. That's going to be an infield single for Ellie Motzel. And that'll bring home Thompson, and the Jackets have their first run of the game. O'Donnell batting .485 on the campaigns. Takes the first pitch and hits a high fly ball to center. Stevens will range back. She'll make the catch. And the Yellow Jackets are retired in the bottom of the first inning, but they're able to push a run across with 2 outs on the infield single from Ellie Motzel. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. We're through 1 inning here at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. Yellow Jackets lead Minnesota Morris 1-0. We'll be right back with more Yellow Jacket softball on Yellow Jacket TV. Kendra Schmitz leads off the second inning here for Minnesota Morris. She'll face Yellow Jacket pitcher Abby Mitchell. Yellow Jackets leading 1-0 after 1. Mitchell winds. The first pitch drilled right back up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Schmitz. Right past the glove of Mitchell, over the second base bag and into center field. That'll bring up Milena Mahoney, the right fielder. Mahoney batting .378 on the season. 1 home run, 7 RBIs. First pitch from Mitchell comes inside for a ball, 1-0. Schmidt's 4 for 4 in stolen base opportunities this season. She stands on first. And the pitch from Mitchell. Swung on and lifted foul over the third base dugout. Out into the road. So Jan Skorpik, today's ball shagger. It's an easy one to find. 1-1 the count here on Mahoney. Nobody out. Top of the second inning. The pitch from Mitchell, swung on and lifted in the air to right field. Balaban tracking back. It's over her head, and that'll go all the way to the fence. Schmidt's around second, on her way to third. Hansen's throw is going to come in high, and it's a double for Milena Mahoney. And got up in the wind a little bit. And just like that, 2 runners in scoring position here with nobody out. And we're going to have a pitching change here, as Bella Garley's going to come into the game for the Yellow Jackets. It appears that's the only change. So Abby Mitchell goes a little over an inning. And after that double, Coach Fracker wasted no time coming out to the circle and taking Mitchell out. And she'll give way to Garley, who started the second game yesterday. Garley making her 21st appearance on the season. She's 10-4 with a 2.85 earned run average. She's walked 15 and struck out 61 in 71 1/3 innings. Olivia Losi coming to the plate here for Morris. 2 on, nobody out. She squared around the bunt, and the pitch gets away from Motzel, and that'll bring a run home, and we're tied. I don't know if he called that a ball or a strike. I didn't see any indication there. So the run comes across. Mahoney moves it up to third base now. And they get the bunt down this time. Little miscommunication. Oh, they're going to call a foul ball, okay? Oh, they're going to call her out. And that'll bring up Wabi Guan Wagner. So the runner Mahoney stays put at third on the 2 unassisted putout after the ball. I think they were going to say she was out of the batter's box. So 1 out now, runner on third, game tied at 1. Garley winds and delivers. That's going to miss low, now 2-0. Wagner batting .211 on the season for Morris. You can hear the wind picking up a little bit as it blows from left to right. Garley's pitch over the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. That run will be charged to Mitchell. Garley's pitch comes in low. Good block by Motzel. Runs the count to 3-1. Garley winds and fires, misses the outside corner. And Wagner will reach with a walk. Bringing Taylor Johnson to the plate with runners on the corners. Johnson batting .327 on the year. Have to believe Wagner is going to be in motion at some point here. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Game tied at 1. Garley winds and delivers. Wagner goes. Motzel fakes the throw. It's now 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 away. 1 ball and no strikes. The count on on Johnson rather. Garley leans in for the sign, winds and fires. A swinging bunt that will go foul. Count now 1-1. Stuckmeyer playing way in at third, anticipating another bunt opportunity. He'll take that one low for a ball. 2-1 the count on Johnson. Garley's pitch hits the outside corner. Count now 2-2. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Johnson batting .327 on the season. She fouls that one back off the screen. The windup from Garley and the pitch. Johnson lifts that one in the air to left field. Bennett back. She'll make the catch. A little base running mistake by Mahoney at third as she got too far down the line. Taking away the opportunity to tag. And Bennett able to make the catch and get the ball back in quickly. So with 2 outs, we go back to the top of the order. Sierra Stevens up for Minnesota Morris. Garley's first pitch over the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Second offering from Garley misses outside. 1-1 the count. Swung on and lifted foul straight back over our heads. 1-2 the count here on the leadoff hitter, Sierra Stevens. Garley's pitch swung on and hit in the air. Shallow center field. Lesha coming on. She'll make the catch. And that will retire Minnesota Morris in the top of the second inning. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on. So good job pitching by Bella Garley as she worked out of a bit of a jam there. Came in with runners on second and third and nobody out. First pitch actually ended up being a wild pitch that brought the tying run in. But Garley able to limit the scoring there. And we go to the bottom of the second even. It'll be Lesha, Stuckmeyer, and Balaban here in the second inning for the Yellow Jackets. Mackenzie Lesha will get it started here in the second for the Yellow Jackets, batting .400 on the season. 1 home run and 13 runs batted in for the junior out of Somerset, Wisconsin. She swings at the first pitch and pops it up into foul ground. Comes down in the on-deck circle. Stuckmeyer had to bail out, and the ball will fall between the catcher, Hathy, and Wagner from third base. So 0-1 the count on the Yellow Jacket center fielder. Thornton winds and fires. Lesha offering a bunt there, and she'll miss, and the count will go to 0-2. Saw that a couple times last weekend against North Central, where Lesha was able to get that bunt down in a perfect location, allowing her to reach base on the infield single. Instead, she'll swing here and rip that one out into left field for a base hit. The Yellow Jackets with the leadoff hitter on, and that'll bring up Carly Stuckmeyer. Stuckmeyer hitting .481 coming into the game. She'll get the bunt down between the circle and first base. It'll be fielded there. And Stuckmeyer retired on the sacrifice bunt, 3-4. Lesha advancing to second. That brings up Karen Balaban. Balaban had a huge hit yesterday. A bases clearing triple that got the Yellow Jackets going offensively. She'll take the first pitch here and lift it foul over the third base dugout, 0-1. Balaban hitting .333 this season. 17 hits and 51 at-bats. No home runs, 10 runs batted in. Thornton the windup and the delivery. She'll miss high. Count even now at 1-1. The pitch from Thornton swung on by Balaban and driven into the gap in left center field. That's going to run all the way to the wall. Mackenzie Lesha scores easily. Balaban pulls up at second base with a stand-up double. And the Yellow Jackets back in front on the RBI double from Karen Balaban. Larissa Snyder to the plate. Made her season debut in the first game yesterday, going 1 for 3. Very happy to see her back on the field. I know it was killing her to sit out as much as she did here at the early start of part of the season. Missing the first 27 games of the campaign. Off-speed pitch, and she'll swing and miss. Count now sitting at 1-1. Just brings a whole new element to the game, both offensively and defensively for the Yellow Jackets when Snyder's in the lineup. The pitch from Thornton. Snyder ground ball to third. Looks Balaban back to second. That'll retire Snyder. Then Balaban does advance on the throw. The Jackets have a runner on third base now with 2 outs in the top of the order coming up. Peyton Bennett batting now with 2 outs here in the second, 0 for 1. The pitch from Thornton. Gets across the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Bennett flew out to right field in her first at-bat in the first inning. Second pitch coming in high and in, 1-1. Jackets leading 2-1 here, bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Pitch misses outside for a ball, 2-1. Lily Hansen on deck. Thornton winds, and the pitch will miss outside now, 3-1 on Peyton Bennett. Wind up from Thornton and the delivery. That one gets over the inside corner, and the count runs full on Peyton Bennett, 3-2. Pitch from Thornton. Oh, I thought that was going to sneak inside, but the umpire rings up Bennett looking. That'll strand Balaban at third. And the Jackets are down here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. After 2 here at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex, it's a 2-1 lead for the Yellow Jackets. We'll be back with more Yellow Jacket softball right after this on Yellow Jacket TV. Top of the third inning here at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. The Yellow Jackets leading Minnesota Morris 2-1. Anna Athey leading off the third inning for the Cougars. She walked in her first at-bat back in the first inning, and she fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Bella Garley now the pitcher of record for the Yellow Jackets. She came on early in the second inning. Worked out of a jam. And then in the bottom of the inning, the Yellow Jackets got the lead back. 1 run in each inning so far for the Yellow Jackets here. Garley winds and delivers. Pitch over the inside corner, called for a strike. It's 1-2. Very similar to the pitch that Bennett was just rung up on. Garley's pitch. Took something off that one. Looked pretty good from here, but arm stays down and evening the count at 2-2. The pitch from Garley. Swung on and drilled up the middle. Base hit by Athey. A line drive single to center. And that'll bring the pitcher Thornton to the plate. Thornton singling back in the first. 1 for 1 on the day, runner on. Athey for the second time today. Garley's first pitch coming in high for a ball, 1-0. We said it back in the first inning. Athey not necessarily a threat to steal. 1 stolen base and 2 opportunities this season. Garley winds and delivers. That one misses inside now, the count 2-0. Wind picking up a little bit here. In the top of the third, Garley's pitch goes outside, now 3-0. Oh, he did call it a strike. Okay. Count 2-1. So apologies on missing that call. Garley paints the outside corner on that one, and it's 2-2. See, that was a very clear strike call. The crowd mic actually picked that one up. Previous one, I didn't hear that. So 2-2 the count here. Nobody out, top of the third. Garley's pitch. Swung and fouled. We stay at 2-2. That pitch will float high for a ball now, running the count full on Thornton. Garley takes the sign, and the sophomore from Albuquerque, New Mexico delivers. Swung on and missed by Thornton. Foul tip, and it's held by Motzel. That'll be a strikeout and then a stolen base for Athey on the third strike. It brings Anderson to the plate. Anderson flew out to right field in her first at-bat. She swings at the first pitch and grounds it to short. Snyder goes to third, and that will eliminate the runner Athey, who says she's safe, was never tagged. Both coaches from Morris also saying, no, that's not right, and they're going to have a conference with the base umpire. So if it holds, it'll be a fielder's choice for Anderson. And then Athey being erased, but she was adamant right away that she was never tagged. So the umpires will confer. And they are going to rule her out, so it's a fielder's choice. And then Athey is retired 6-5 on the putout. And that'll bring Kendra Schmitz to the plate. Schmitz led off the second inning with a single for Morris, and she's first pitch swinging, drives that one to right. That one hangs in the air, and Karen Balaban will make the catch. And that will retire the Cougars. In the top of the third inning, no runs, one hit, no errors, and one left on. We played 2.5 here at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. Yellow Jackets with the 2-1 lead. It's so hard to make a judgment call from up here on whether or not there actually was a tag on that play. And from where my chair is, there's a post right in the way, so it's hard to see. But both the third base coach and the runner, Athey, were immediately saying she was never tagged. The throw was there in plenty of time. But after a short conference, the umpires ruled it wasn't out. So we got a fielder's choice. Lily Hansen to the plate for the Yellow Jackets, flew out to center field in her first at-bat. No walk-up song for her, just the barking dog. Long story there, but very humorous nonetheless. First pitch lifted foul over the first base dugout. They played the barking dog, and in her first home at-bat, she hit her first collegiate home run. So the barking dog is going to stick, I think, as the walk-up for Lily Hansen. Second pitch over the outside corner for a called strike, now 0-2. Heart of the Yellow Jacket order coming up here in the bottom of the third. Thornton's delivery will miss high. 1-2 now, the count on Lily Hansen. Sophomore from Esco, Minnesota. Excuse me, senior from Esco. Thornton winds. Pitch swung on and lifted in the air to center field. Stevens comes in, waits, and she'll make the catch. The leadoff hitter retired for the Yellow Jackets here in the third. That'll bring Zoe Thompson to the plate. Thompson doubled to right in her first at-bat back in the first, and then came around to score on the infield single by Ellie Motzel. First pitch to Thompson, missing high for a ball. Swung and ripped hard up the middle for a base hit, and that's going to run all the way to the wall. Thompson will round first and then put the brakes on there. She hit that one very hard, ran all the way to the fence, but good retrieval there by center fielder Sierra Stevens, holding her to a one-out single, and that'll bring Ellie Motzel to the plate. Motzel with that RBI infield single in the first. Now a perfect 7 for 7 in the series. Called strike. 0-1 the count. A couple weeks back when the Yellow Jackets played at Martin Luther, she also had a perfect stretch there, going 8 for 8 in a doubleheader. Swung on and drilled to left field, and that's going to be over the head of the left fielder, Losi. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Ellie Motzel. The offense just keeps rolling for the Yellow Jacket senior catcher. That'll bring up Bailey O'Donnell. First pitch to O'Donnell, swung on and lined to center field. Stevens with the catch, and then she double clutched out there. And that will allow Thompson to come in and score and give the Yellow Jackets a little bit of cushion there. Now it's 3-1. And Mackenzie Lesha to the plate. She'll take the first pitch inside for a strike. Motzel on second, 2 away here, bottom of the third. Lesha swings and lifts that one foul. Count now rides to 0-2. It's RBI number 29 for O'Donnell. Lesha swings and she'll pull that one foul down the third baseline. Yellow Jackets have stranded 2 through the first 2 innings. It'd be nice to get this runner in scoring position. Ellie Motzel across the plate. Thornton's pitch. Lesha swings and pops that one up. And it comes down into the glove of Taylor Johnson, the shortstop, and the Yellow Jackets retired. Here in the third, they tack on another run. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. 3-1 Yellow Jackets through 3. We'll be back with more Yellow Jackets softball right after this break on Yellow Jacket TV. Elena Mahoney will lead off the 4th inning here for the Cougars. Yellow Jackets with a 3-1 lead as we head to the top of the 4th. Mahoney 1 for 1. She doubled back in the second. Got as far as third base before the rally was extinguished. First pitch from Garley, missing outside for a ball, 1-0. Thought she may have had a chance to tag from third at one point. She came a little too far down the line on the contact, and by the time she was able to tag back up, there was no chance for her to advance home. Garley's pitch missing away, it's 2-0. 2-0 pitch hits the outside corner, called strike. 2-1. The pitch from the Yellow Jacket right-hander again hits the outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2. Pitch from Garley swung on and rolled to second base. Picked up there by Hansen. Over to O'Donnell. And that will retire Mahoney on the 4-3 putout. One away here in the fourth, and Losey comes to the plate. Losey 0 for 1. Was called out in the second inning, trying to get a bunt down, and was outside the batter's box, so she was retired on a 2 unassisted putout. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. Garley working quickly, delivers inside this time. Misses off the plate. It's 1-1. Garley looks in for the sign, delivers. Pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 the count on left fielder Olivia Losey. Wobbe Wagner on deck for the Cougars. The pitch from Garley. Losey thought about it. They appealed to the base umpire, but he will say no-go. So Losey able to hold up. Makes the count 2-2. Garley's pitch swung on and lifted in the air to right. Balaban comes in a few steps, and she'll squeeze that for out number 2. And that'll bring Wobbe Wagner to the plate. Wagner walked in her first plate appearance back in the second inning. Foul tip into the glove of Motzel for strike 1. The pitch from Garley swung on and missed. She's now ahead of Wagner, 0-2. Garley winds and delivers. Misses the outside corner. Count now 1-2. She'll miss the outside corner again. Making the count 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth. Yellow Jackets with a single run in each of the 3 innings so far. They have the 3-1 lead. Wagner fouls that one back to the screen. So the count will stay at 2-2. Garley takes something off that one, and Wagner able to foul that one right at the plate to stay alive, 2-2. Taylor Johnson waiting on deck for Morris. Garley tries the outside corner again and miss, and that'll run the count full now at 3-2. And the pitch from Garley swung on and poked foul down the third base line. We'll do it again at 3-2. Garley winds And the pitch fouled back to the screen once again. Another 3-2 pitch coming. 10th pitch of the at-bat. The windup by Garley, and the pitch swung on and hit on the ground to second. It's going to go underneath the glove of Lily Hansen. And Wagner will reach on an error. And that'll bring Taylor Johnson to the plate. Johnson 0 for 1. She flew out to left field in the second inning. 2 outs here. Wabiguan Wagner on first for Minnesota Morris. Johnson swings and pushes that one foul down the third base line, 0-1. Tenth error of the season on Lily Hansen. Played the bulk of her games at shortstop. Now a swing and a miss by Johnson. The count now 0-2. Yellow Jackets a very good defensive team coming into the game with a .953 fielding percentage. Swung on and missed by Johnson. Garley took a little something off that one as well. And that'll set the Cougars down here in the top of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Yellow Jackets leading 3-1. They could pile some runs on here. We could get into run rule territory. They will have the bottom of the order coming up. Carly Stuckmeyer, followed by Karen Balaban and Larissa Snyder. Stuckmeyer was retired in her first plate appearance. A 3-4 putout on the sacrifice bunt. She leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. The Yellow Jackets up 3-1. First pitch from Thornton is swung and lifted in the air. Shallow left field. Losi comes in. She'll make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That'll bring up Karen Balaban. Balaban 1 for 1. She had an RBI double to the gap in left center back in the second inning. Yellow Jackets 3 runs on 6 hits so far. Balaban squares around and puts the bunt on the ground, but it'll roll foul, strike 1. Minnesota Morris, meanwhile, 1 run on 4 hits. Cougars have stranded 5. Yellow Jackets have left 3 runners on base. Thornton's pitch misses the outside corner by inches. Count now 1-1. Thornton's pitch swung on and lifted foul over the top of the press box. Count now 1-2. Delivered from Thornton comes in up high. Count 2-2 to the left-handed hitting Balaban. Getting the start today in right field. She swings and hits that one in the air to center. It's going to get over the head of Stevens and run all the way to the fence. Balaban will pull up at second base, her 2nd stand-up double of the ball game. And the Yellow Jackets have a runner in scoring position here with one away. And Larissa Snyder coming to the plate. Snyder grounded out to third base back in the second inning. Excuse me, swing, and that's going to get up the line. It's going to be fielded by the first base player Schmitz. Balaban advanced to third on the 3 unassisted putout. And with 2 away, the Yellow Jackets have a runner on third, and Peyton Bennett coming up. Bennett swings and puts that one on the ground to short. The throw is going to get away from Schmitz at first. That'll bring the run home. Balaban scores an unearned run, and that'll bring Lily Hansen to the plate. So Hansen coming up here. 0 for 2 with a pair of fly ball outs to center field. First pitch missing 0-1. Hansen swings and grounds that one foul. Up the third base line, 1-1 the count. Peyton Bennett on at first. A threat to steal. 24 stolen bases in 26 tries this season. Stays put there, and that pitch will miss outside for a ball. 2-1 on Hansen. Zoe Thompson on deck for the Yellow Jackets. Thornton's pitch. Hansen swings, grounds it to short. Picked up there by Johnson. She throws across, and that will retire Hansen here. 6-3 on the putout. And the Yellow Jackets are done here in the fourth. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. We go to the fifth. Yellow Jackets leading Minnesota Morris 4-1. We'll be right back with more Yellow Jacket softball on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Stevens coming to the plate here in the top of the fifth for Minnesota Morris. Yellow Jackets up 4-1 after 4. Stevens struck out swinging in the first, flew out to center field back in the second, squares around a bunt. That's a strike, 0-1. Garley winds and delivers. Stevens bunts again. That's a good bunt right inside the line, and it's going to be an infield single here for Minnesota Morris to lead off the fifth. Stuckmeyer plays way in from third. But she still got that one down. Tough play for Stuckmeyer and an infield single for Stevens. That'll bring Athey to the plate. 1 for 1 with a single. She also walked back in the first inning. Leadoff hitter on here for the Cougars in the fifth. Garley's first pitch over the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Garley's second pitch again, trying for the outside corner. That one misses. Count 1-1. Stevens a threat to go. 22 stolen bases so far on the season. She takes off here. Pitches a ball. Good throw by Motzel, and they got her. Motzel got out of the crouch in a hurry and guns it down to Larissa Snyder at second base. That'll be a 2-6 caught stealing on the play. A 2-1 count here on Athey. 1 out, top of the 5th. Pitch swung on and grounded to short. Snyder throws it across. Dug out on the hop by Bailey O'Donnell. Athey retired on the 6-3 putout. And that'll bring the pitcher Thornton to the plate. Thornton 1 for 2 so far in the game today. Singled in the first and struck out swinging in the third. Garley's first pitch paints the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Yellow Jackets with a 4-1 lead. Long look in from the circle by Garley. Takes a little off that pitch, and it skips in for a ball, 1-1. The windup from Garley and the pitch. Line shot to short, right into the glove of Larissa Snyder. And Garley faces the minimum here in the top of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Meat of the order coming up here for the Yellow Jackets as they lead 4-1. The chance to tack a few more runs on here. Someone's car alarm going off. Everybody checks their keys quick. Did I hit the panic button? Thornton back out to the circle here for Minnesota Morris. Hitting that point in the game where we potentially start looking for substitutions. But in a game this tight, that's not always the case. Zoe Thompson coming to the plate, 2 for 2. A double in the first, a single in the third. She came around to score both times. First pitch to her missing outside for a ball, 1-0. Second pitch high and away, 2-0. Thompson followed by Ellie Motzel and Bailey O'Donnell here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch outside, 3-0 now on Thompson. I would hazard a guess if she reaches, we will see a pinch runner. And that'll miss outside for a ball. So Thompson on base for the 3rd time today. Come in and pinch run for Zoe Thompson. And that'll bring Ellie Motzel to the plate. Motzel 2 for 2 today. 8 for 8 thus far on the weekend. Couple of doubles, couple home runs in there. She watches the off-speed pitch across the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Putting together a pretty strong case for Upper Midwest Athletic Conference Softball Player of the Week. Looking to collect her 9th hit here. Pitch misses high and away for a ball, 1-1. Throw down to first base, and Young gets back. Young 8 for 8 on stolen bases so far this year. She stays put. Pitch comes in high for a ball, now 2-1. Bailey O'Donnell on deck. Thornton looks at the sign, winds and delivers. That's going to miss high. Count now 3-1. On the Yellow Jackets leading hitter. Came into today at 532. He's tacked on a couple more hits, now 43 for the season. Pitch goes over for a strike, and that'll run the count full here at 3-2. Yellow Jackets with 6 players that have at least 30 hits. Motzel grounds that one foul. We stay at 3-2. Thornton winds and delivers, and she'll miss high for a ball, so Motzel draws the walk. Young advances to second on the play, and that'll bring up Bailey O'Donnell. O'Donnell 0 for 1, swings at the first pitch and plays that one to the left side. Diving stop by the shortstop Johnson, but that's going to end up being an infield single. And that will load the bases here with nobody out. And bring Mackenzie Lesha to the plate. So the Jackets with a good opportunity here to blow this one wide open. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Mackenzie Lesha at the plate. She had a leadoff single to left in the second inning and then popped up to short in the third. She'll take that first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Morgan Young at third, Ellie Motzel at second, Bailey O'Donnell on first. The pitch from Thornton. Lesha swings and grounds that one up the middle for a base hit. Young will come around to score. And now Motzel's going to take off on the throwing error from the center fielder, and she'll come in as well. 2 runs there for the Yellow Jackets. And that'll bring up Carly Stuckmeyer. First pitch lifted foul by Stuckmeyer. It's 0-1. There's a bunt by Stuckmeyer. It's going to be fielded by the pitcher. And that'll retire O'Donnell at home. That's going to bring up Karen Balaban. So Balaban coming to the plate here. Squares around a bunt, and it's going to be a strike. And now Stuckmeyer was about halfway between first and second, and then she'll go all the way to second now. Balaban 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles here today. 2 runners in scoring position here for the Yellow Jackets. With 1 out, and Balaban will poke that one to left. It's going to drop in and roll down the line. Fair ball, another double for Balaban. 1 run is home. Second run is going to get in as well, and then Balaban advances to third. So a double down the left field line. And then she advances to third on the throw. Both Stuckmeyer and Lesha come in. And that'll bring up Snyder. And it looks like Morris coach Heather Penny-Roy is going to come out to the circle and have a conversation with her pitcher. As the Yellow Jackets now lead 8-1. And Balabon standing on third base with one out, and she's the run that could end this. As the Yellow Jackets have blown it open here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Three doubles in the game now for Karen Balabon. 3 RBI as well. And Larissa Snyder will come to the plate. Snyder 0 for 2 here today. Grounded out to third and then was out on a swinging bunt that rolled down to first. First pitch from Thornton. Over the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. The windup from Thornton and the pitch. Just misses the inside corner. Count now 1-1. Pitch from Thornton comes in and a swing and a miss from Snyder. Count now 1-2. Again, Balabon on third. Representing the run that could end this game right now. The pitch from Thornton swung on by Snyder and drilled to left field. It's a base hit. And that'll bring Balabon across. And that'll do it. So Larissa Snyder with this single to left field. That brings home Karen Balabon. And that ends it here at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. Yellow Jackets with the win. Final score 9-1. They now improve to 25-5 on the season. 12-0 in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. Meanwhile, Minnesota Morris falls to 12-20 overall and 5-7 in conference play. Bella Garley, the winning pitcher today for the Yellow Jackets. She improved pitching 4 innings, allowing just 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. She gets the victory. She is now 11-4. On the other side, Alyssa Thornton will be tagged with the loss today for Minnesota Morris. She is now 8-8. She pitched 4 1/3 innings, gave up 9 runs, 7 of them earned on 11 hits, with 2 walks and 1 strikeout. That's going to do it for today's Yellow Jacket softball broadcast, a game that was done in a speedy 1 hour and 15 minutes. We want to thank everybody on the Yellow Jacket TV production crew, particularly Bradley Lellis and Evan Ludwig. For Evan and Bradley and everybody here at Yellow Jacket TV, John Garver saying so long from the NBC Spartan Sports Complex. Again, final score here today. The Yellow Jackets complete the weekend sweep of Minnesota Morris with a 9-1 victory over the Cougars. Thank you very much for making us a part of your Saturday, and we hope you'll join us again for another sports broadcast here on Yellow Jacket TV. This has been Yellow Jacket Softball on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMax Sports Network.